yes, I would like to start number one with an honorable mention to the greatest big lighter ever. Again, David, if you can pull it up now. You don't understand, I know as a human being what it's like to be in.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Let me do the.
Great, because I felt a very non-humble moment coming up there. Thank you for stopping me.
I don't know why.
So you gave up on the for this episode, huh? Your remote.
Yeah, I gave up on it last episode.
I appreciate you reaching out to people for us. It was awesome. It was kind of nice to have guests come on that I didn't contact directly. It's a first. It was almost moving up in the world.
Yeah, it's the 30th anniversary, man. But I gotta get the peeps together here. It's a big show. It's a Halloween, so and when this airs, we are actually in New Mexico together, New Mexico Comic-Con. We're all four of us.
I read that.
Yeah, we're doing that.
I read the piece you did, and I can't remember. You were like a guest editorial, and
the rap. Yeah, the rap.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, thank you. Now we were actually booked at Chiller, and then in New Jersey, and I was a little uncomfortable. Sean is very uncomfortable flying that far during COVID times, and New Jersey was a little worse than New Mexico, and it's only a 2-hour flight, so. We had an offer from both venues, so we decided to do New Mexico for Halloween, and then we're doing Chiller next spring instead on the spring show. So,
oh, nice.
And also, just so you guys know, I looked at the questions, and I appreciate when it's ahead of time, but I still like to improv a lot, so I don't put too much. I don't dictate. Yeah, I want to say this and that. It's really nice, and I appreciate it to know a little bit what we're going to talk about, but I usually prefer just flying by the seat of my pants. So
awesome, make it natural that way.
Yeah.
How did the interview go with the other guys?
Oh, it was so much fun. It was really cool having them together because a lot of it was just watching them interact with each other, and it's a different dynamic than talking to us where there's no history really. To have some people on that the tone immediately changed and got a little bit lighter, and everybody got a little bit looser. Quentin is, or Brandon Quentin is definitely the class clown.
Yes, he is.
No, that's funny. Yeah, I can't wait to see those guys this weekend.
Give me one moment.
He's resetting there. Now, question. I'm just off strip here. When you said you did a lot of takes here, do you ever let you keep any of those dailies just to go back and just watch yourself and see how things went? Or is that not something that you normally get a chance to see?
No, not really. Just on set. If I run over to the view camera, I can see some, but after the fact, no.
Okay. Gotcha. I was telling David or Durden, I was telling him that's when we got into making film. I was like, I wanted, just for the fact that I want to see all the damage. Like, you want all that footage because me being an actor, I always go back and learn, as you say, from other actors and seeing how things were said and things of that nature. So when I got into making film, I'm like, I never throw away anything. I go back and look at it all, even the stuff, the cutting room floor stuff, but you can still learn.
Yeah, of course. Not to mention that character from Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry. And Holiday Heart. I know you've never seen any. Don't go digging. Don't go digging.
Oh, trust me, I won't.
All right. Okay. Wait a minute. Where am I at here? Oh, you're still going with Vin Rames. He loves that motherfucker.
Well, when I was growing up, Leroy's character, I wasn't keen enough to pick up on the nuance of his character. Like, I just saw him as he's Fool's only safety net going into this dangerous situation. So
for him, and I finally know what's in the golden briefcase. There's a doggy bone that keeps that dog away from him. So that is my theory, that he changed his name to Marcellus Wallace, moved to LA because this motherfucker, first he tried to play dead earlier in the fucking film. We'll get to that later, but that's my fucking theory, man. All right, and one of the other things I really thought about was it kind of, you know what? This film really, what, especially with Roach's character, tell me you didn't think about this. And I think I'm going to hit you on it as soon as I say it. Did you not feel at all like Little Monsters? I had a Little Monsters feel there because there's this kid in the wall. They're bringing him, trying to save him. What's this guy's name? Morty with the fucking ring and shit like that?
I just remember Howie Mandel. I don't remember the character name.
God, that's enough in itself.
Yeah, that now that you mention it, I can see that. Mm-hmm. This one is a quick one. That was the most convenient dynamite to ever be.
Who is this kid, MacGyver? He is fucking putting science projects together, and he's like, "Come on, man, you know I don't want to do it. You didn't do it. Yeah. What the fuck is okay?"
I don't know if I missed something, but that just seemed to come out of nowhere. He's like, "There's that dynamite was not a smart place to keep it, if you ask me." He's like, "Okay, thank you for letting but I don't feel I still don't I'm not satisfied with that explanation. Why was there just sticks of dynamite laying down there? How did you know what to do with them? What you're going to put two wires together, and then the explosion is seen from the basement out the windows of the top of the house, yet the only person to die are the bad guys."
Well, speaking of that, I said I was going to say this right. That neighborhood ain't shit. They came there to see something, and they never went in the house to help these people. As soon as that money came out that fucking chimney, they're all on each other's shoulders. They're celebrating and shit. I thought the scene from fucking Ferris Bueller was finna break out when they come on the screen dancing and shit in the little parade. Like, what the fuck is going? But that's weird too.
I've got that. That's a note in my in my review.
Like, come on, that's really not what it said. I'm saying neighborhood ain't shit. You see what I wrote there? Because I was like, what the fuck is this? Because if you're gonna do that, y'all should have been all when the stupidest shit is when the fucking door closes and Kelly Jo Mentor's character like, bitch, you should have put your foot in the door or something. Like, you were just talking about open up. No, bitch, they not finna open up. You were in there.
Yeah. Okay, I guess I'll come back. Yeah, I've got a lot to say about those last 3 minutes.
Go ahead.
But I'll hold on to that for a second.
Well, no one's gonna play dead better than he did. That was some of the worst.
I was trying to hear something.
Listen, I hadn't seen this since I was a child. I was praying, I was like, please, and I will unfairly make this the best movie ever. If he says, if he would have told him, I was just laying here because white people always think you're dead. Because and I always said, remember as kids, we used to be like, why don't they just lay there and pretend to be dead? But because you didn't think he was dead? I thought he was dead.
No, I thought he was dead. It cracked me up when he woke up and said that, because I was like, this is like turning up the volume on that stereotype that all dads say. I wasn't sleeping. I was resting my eyes. I'm not dead. I was just laying here trying to hear something.
But you did bring up an interesting point. I'm sorry, we're on Ving. Dude, I saw it, but I guess I didn't file it in my head. He did go hide in that cubby hole and tell old boy, go find your own spot.
Yeah. And then as soon as shit got real, he's like, run, fool.
Yeah, man. That's damn, man.
Like, especially with having Jordan Peele as a director, to having somebody that's calling the shots, that truly understands the nuances of the way his people communicate, like little things that I wouldn't get. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Okay. Well,
what are
please
you saying?
Fucking say something.
I'm like, what do you mean? I let you ride with his people. You already towing the line. I wouldn't say you people.
Like, I feel like they could expand on that character a little bit more, give him a little bit more depth, and make him. I mean, he was already a great character, but with Jordan Peele doing it, I think that they could find like a more well-rounded version of that same character, and I would love to see Ving Rhames have the chance to reprise it.
Although for Daddy, I would have loved, because I can't remember this guy's name. He played Marty McFly's dad in Back to the Future. I would have loved to see him as Daddy.
Crispin Glover. Yeah,
Crispin Glover. Oh, yeah, there we go. Crispin. Didn't think you were going to make the show. You did. One of the things I really love about this is that this was not your typical black kid. And what I mean by that, it actually was your typical black kid, but not the ones that are shown in film. Mm-hmm. What I love about it, they dressed him up as a Boy Scout. And I'm like, man, this kid will make one hell of a salesman, because he kept going, trying to get in the house like he's selling some fucking Kirby vacuum or something like that.
That was a nice subtle touch for character development too, to have him be a Boy Scout, because that explains, like, not any kid is just going to be able to survive that situation he was in. But
also, I think Wes Craven went in a little deeper and said, hey, you know what? They're always saying black kids are black kids that. They can be Boy Scouts too. Because when you get arrested, he's no Boy Scout, but he is.
Yeah, they can get raped too.
There you go. Oh, sell those cookies. And with that being said, I loved it. Speaking of that, the connection was, and I forgot to fucking do it. I wrote it down. The connection is that, what did he do in that scene right after that when he said he had to pee? He grabbed his what? He grabbed his dick. He said, I gotta pee. And just like MJ does when he grabs himself, and of course he did the thing with MJ.
That's a good connection.
Very astute.
Yeah.
I agree. My last two things I have here would be, If you've ever, rest in peace. Whenever I get a chance to try to bring up Paul Mooney, I do. There is one of the Paul Mooney bits. He's talking about the doll test. How when you're younger, they let children play with dolls, and they were always making it seem like the black doll was the bad one. And he was like, he wished they let him do his own little test. He could be like, "Where's the little serial killer doll? The white one? Oh, where's the dog that goes to jail all the time and does drugs and gets the judge to get him out? The white one." Because I'm surprised they let him work again after this. Yeah. He basically looked at them and said, white people are evil. And not that he's saying that only white people are evil. He was saying, look, America, if you're going to make film, it happens both ways. Okay, evil is not a color.
Yeah, you are. They're evil for most of the film, and then in the third act, and they're also brother and sisters fucking.
Darling, you a tonic for tired eyes. Because remember, she was like, "Now come put mommy to bed." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, it's cringeworthy as an adult." Yeah. Oh my gosh. Anyway, yeah, maybe the president will make me the secretary of pussy. Now, I want to take a moment here to say that, and I am taking a moment here because I want to make sure this is right. I want to make sure I got this right here. Where are you at? Right there. I just clocked out. But what? A minute and 38 seconds. A minute and 30. No, I'm sorry. 98.79. 98.79. What could I be talking about?
No clue.
This movie should have 2 Guinness Book of Records. Number 1, the fastest recovery of a nut punch by a man ever. And you can really appreciate this. I had to stop the movie, rewind it, stop it, and rewind it again because I thought that I was high. And I was high, but I wasn't the reason why.
You weren't the reason why you were high?
That I was seeing what I saw. This had to be the greatest bick that ever lived, known to man. Or either that boy is a superhero. He lit that red big lighter. And for 98.79 screen time seconds, there was not a reflick. He went from room to room with that lighter lit, did not burn his hand, didn't reflick, didn't relight. I promise you, it is a strong 98.79 seconds. What does it say? The greatest big lighter ever. So that's one of my honorable mentions for best actor. That big.
I didn't even catch that.
How could you not? Because you're a smoker. Go tonight, please. I know you got to watch that hard later. Go back and look, bro. 98.79, not a radio station. 98.79 times. A little Ferris Bueller reference out there. Go ahead, brother.
Shout out to a boy.
Boy.
And the last episode we did was Candyman, which got Yahya Abdul-Mateen II up there. And Yahya Abdul-Mateen II didn't?
Remember, it was the woman director. We went with our girl. We went with the girl.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. We went with her. Because I remember my thing was the whole movie. Now, you said him, and I said her.
And you conceded.
Did I?
Yeah.
All right, let's say him, and then let's not. I mean, you may be right. I'm just saying, just say both of them so you don't, in case. Just say it twice. And then whichever one is right, use it. But you want to be right now.
That's okay. I already know. I'll just say, what was her name? Teyana Paris?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And what about Candyman, dude?
Candyman was Teyana Paris.
3.
Tay-Tay.
And again, we're going to be flashing a number for PETA over here for what happened to that dog. We would give him an honorable mention, but he's no longer with us. He's living at the pet cemetery.
Yeah.
Because he fell for that trap, too.
Yeah.
He the same one that Ben Rains.
That was the other comical moment when the fucking dog is taking a slap and then comes out there.
But you can't, like we said, somebody was watching this like, is this supposed to be a horror film? Man, this is funny. You know what? What will really sell this? Wes got it all wrong. What if the kid was white? It's like an Time to Kill. Yeah. Now imagine she's white. Oh, I get it now.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Steven, my boy.
Right. So I come to set, and I meet Mark Maitrey for the first time, who's later in my wedding as a groomsman. We spent 6 hours a day for 6 weeks together, watching Tex Avery movies, cartoons, laughing, and putting my makeup on. So that was one of the highlights of the production, because we became like really good friends. And he was the head sculptor for K&B at the time.
Wow.
And
This-
and he actually was picked by Steven Spielberg to sculpt the only life-size dinosaur in Jurassic Park, the original. That was Mark
Wow.
Petrie. Yep.
Yes.
He's something else. You should have Mark on the show here one day.
This is good stuff, man. Let me ask you this. And by the way, I know the feeling, like you say, of being in something big, and you're like, wait a minute, I don't. But like you say, there are no small roles, just small people. So you still got to bring that same attitude. And like I said, you definitely did that. But before we table the people under the stairs, we noticed in your credits that Hawaii Five-0 feature you in a bit of a nod to your character in the 6th episode of their 2014 5th season. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, they showed a clip of people on the stairs on the actual show. So they called my people, and they wanted to make sure they got clearance, and they, obviously they made a deal with me to be able to do that. And that was fun. There was like a show that was somebody watching a horror movie in the middle of some criminal, and it was the Stairmaster. So that was a nice little nod to us, because they could have picked any horror movie. They had obviously a selection of thousands. That was a nice little nod for us.
It's wild the way that Wes Craven's ability to create an iconic character off of so little screen time, just the way that he can like build the allure and the backstory and create this like tension leading up to the moment. Like Freddy Krueger in Nightmare on Elm Street, he has 7 minutes of screen time, but he is such like an imposing presence through the whole thing. And it was kind of the same thing with Stairmaster, where it gets to by the end of the movie where you get that payoff where you kind of reveal yourself and come out of the stairs and stand up above mommy. It feels like such a powerful moment, because you go into the movie waiting to see the people under the stairs, and they make you wait for it. And not enough movies do that anymore. They try to grab you in the first 3 minutes. They're afraid you're going to get up and leave the theater or turn it off. Wes Craven was so good at just like drawing something out, foreplay.
Yeah. So since we're given since I'm blanking.
Why? What happened to you, man?
I only know him as Fool right now. So since we're giving Fool a few minutes to come on, I'm going to take advantage of that and ask you about the Dream Child and what that was like for you, because
you know what? It was crazy, because before doing that film, I had never seen that Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
Wow.
And I wasn't even going to do it. I was like, what is this, man? But my neighbor encouraged me, and Stephen Hopkins was super cool, went and met him. And, it was interesting. Like I never met Robert Englund until I did my scene. We were doing it at this old spaghetti factory on Robertson in Venice, and the props. Everybody on the crew was super cool. That's always a plus. And the people that you work with too, so, of course I'm business. I about doing my job and making it happen. But everybody was just super nice.
If you have a few extra bucks, consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TTFT show to directly support the show. We try to put together some enticing and thoughtful perk packages for our supporters, and you could check those out at patreon.com/TTFT show.